this is a take two. I'm going to have to do this video all over again, and I have turned off the... I've got some junk in the background. I don't know why that's there. Anyway, just bugger off. I thought I'd do this Rode Podcaster test, and I should have actually turned off the ceiling lights before I started this video. I'm really amazed at how the Rode Podcaster sounds, considering that this was basically faulty from when I got it from the shop. And the shop was always rather the microphone, not the shop. I basically received a faulty microphone is what I'm trying to say. Now I'm using OBS Studio to record this, and I have filters on in the audio. I'm going to put it up for you. I'm going to put it up on the screen now, and the 4 filters that I've got on, and then I'm going to do a comparison without filters. So I've got compressor on, and I've also got gain on. Gain is set to 6 dB, as you can see, because it is that was suggested by somebody on YouTube. So yes, I took that on board and I decided to do that. I've got the limiter that's on, that was on minus 6 dB. That's on 3 now. That was based on somebody's suggestion on YouTube, the same gentleman actually. And I've also got noise gate on. So compressor is on default, gain on 6, limiter on minus 3 instead of minus 6, and noise gate default. Now I'm going to turn off these filters now, and I'm going to have noise suppression on only. So I've just turned them all off, and now noise suppression is on. I'm just going to be quiet now. So you should have heard no background noise while I wasn't speaking. So this is just noise suppression, but this is basically raw. Now, I'm actually quite surprised of what the Rode Podcaster sounds like, considering that it was faulty from the shop. Because when I received this mic, it was always it sounded very tinny, like there was no bassiness to it. So, and by the way, I'm using Windows 10, and the input levels in Windows is set to 95%. I thought 100% might be better, but it might pick up something. I'm not too sure. So I'll just turn it down just a little bit. I'm just going to turn on. So those 4 filters are back on now. Compressor, gain, limiter, and noise gate is back on in OBS Studio. Now, just to give you a little bit of a rundown of how the lighting is set like this, I'm using an Elgato face cam, which I'll put on the screen now, the picture. And the settings I've actually changed a few things in settings, and I'll put those settings on the screen now. Hocus pocus. And the I've actually had it on manual settings. Now I've set it to 1/60th of a second, as you can see if it's still on the screen, and 100 ISO. So 1/60th for the speed and for the shutter, and 100 ISO. So basically what I've done is, and that being manual settings, obviously, basically all I've done is I did some experimenting one night, and I've exposed for the background, and now I've got this Elgato Keylight Air to light up my face. It's on 50% at, if I remember correctly, 4700 Kelvin. So it's sort of whitish, but not too white, not too blue, whatever. It's sort of probably in between, somewhere between yellowish and bluish. Well, that just about wraps up this video, and I'm glad Rode repaired the microphone very nicely, and for the first time since I got this from the shop, it's actually working properly. So get this, it sounded tinny, not much bass, and it eventually stopped working. So anyway, I stopped using it, and then one day I went to test it in, and it wasn't working. I should say it in the correct order. And then I sent it off for repair just the other week, and I got it back fairly recently, just the other week, and it's working great. So finally, since I bought it from new, I can finally use it and hear it properly. I think if you want a microphone where you don't have to buy any other, like for example audio interfaces or anything like that, or a condenser mic where you'd use probably 48 volts phantom power, and if you want an end address microphone, not a side address microphone, although these are quite okay. If you want an end address microphone with that, because they've got a bit extra reach, like in other words it's longer, then I reckon I would I mean, I won't say go out and buy it, but I would say seriously consider it in your shortlist, because it might cost a bit more, but it's certainly well worth a mention, the Rode Podcaster. Then again, how would I know which mic to seriously recommend? I can't, because I probably own, I don't know, maybe about a dozen microphones now, so it's a bit hard to recommend one of them. That's just how I've got the lighting. Hopefully the Colorcast is okay. Manual exposed for the background. It's on manual, the Elgato face cam. And I've got the Elgato lights. Just one light, the small one. And that's all I've done. But it's always nice to check automatic settings, but you'll probably find it's no good. So then switch to manual. I recommend 100 ISO. If you want to get a similar look, 100 ISO for the Elgato face cam, and then 1/60th of a second. Or you might want to play around with that. Although I'm recording at 1/30th of a second in OBS Studio. So anyway, hopefully that video helps somebody out there. This will be highly edited because it's too long and probably boring. If you watched this far, thank you. If not, well, sayonara. Anyway, maybe I'll make another video in the near future. Maybe I won't. Bye for now.